Hi there. My name is Gautham Nagaraj. I'm a cloud solutions architect with Red Hat, and today I'll be discussing how a coordinated and collaborative automation platforms can help your business outcomes. So let's begin. So it starts by recognizing that automation is already happening within your organization. Gartner predicts most enterprises have more than 4 diverse automation tools at any one point. Each team has its own challenges and needs, and so there are many ways to automate as there are many problems. The challenge is each team has their own automation language and process they are comfortable with. Maybe it's Ruby in development, Python in networking, and Java for your line of business. In addition to having their own tools, most teams are content to stay in their own swim lanes. In fact, they likely prefer it. And it's not just across functional teams, but these divisions often exist even between your Linux and Windows administrators. As great as it is that automation is happening, automating in silos will never simplify and accelerate the transformation of your organization. And if you're waiting for the so-called islands of automation to organically connect, you'll likely be waiting a very long time. This is why it is imperative that IT leadership invest and prioritize in the automation as a critical lever in their journey to modernization. We at Red Hat believe your people are your most important asset, and an automation platform captures and scales the expertise across the entire IT footprint. This ensures consistent, reliable, and measurable outcomes. But there are limits to how much you can scale even your best people. And to unlock the next level transformation, modern organizations have figured out how to scale knowledge and not just the people. Throughout this presentation, I'd like you to listen for a common thread, and that is how Ansible Automation simplifies the collaborative and coordinated automation across your entire IT infrastructure. I'm particularly excited to let you know how Ansible improves efficiency, productivity, and controls the risk and expenses. So why is it that we recommend Ansible? Well, there are 3 basic tenets to Ansible, and that make it so ubiquitous in the world. First, that it's simple. What do I mean by this? Ansible is a declarative language where basically you describe how you would like the end state of your application stack or IT infrastructure stack to look like. And how do you describe this? Using human readable YAML. So that means that you have no requirement to learn any special programming languages, and the ability for your entire team to collaborate on a single document as their source of truth for how you would like your IT infrastructure to look like. Also, because of YAML, which is similar to JSON, utilizing this language, we can quickly get started and be productive. There is not a high learning scope to Ansible. The other point of it is the use cases. Ansible is powerful in that it can orchestrate your entire application lifecycle, whether that is deploying just an application or deploying your underlying infrastructure or configuring how you want your stack to look like, and even performing network tasks on firewalls and switches. And finally, Ansible is agentless. What do I mean by agentless? That means that you do not need to install a third-party agent on your endpoints to manage them. It uses the Open SSH and WinRM protocols, which are available across all IT infrastructure stacks. And that means that all you require is a username and password, and you can get started immediately. So Ansible Automation goes beyond the standard configuration management that are offered by other tools and gives IT organizations the ability to deploy and manage the entire IT footprint. So what are some of the common use cases for Ansible? We have orchestration, configuration management, application deployment, the provisioning of your infrastructure, the continuous delivery and pipelines, and providing security threat response. And this can work across your entire organization's IT stack, as that's shown over here. What is Ansible Automation Platform if you were to dive into it? Quite frankly, it's made up of three components. First is the engine itself, which is the automation tool that performs the required tasks. It goes and takes something where we call playbooks, where we describe how we want our IT infrastructure to look like, and it will go and perform those actions on the end devices. But on top of that, we provide you Ansible Tower. Ansible Tower is our enterprise tool which allows you to have role-based access control, scheduling, API access so that you can integrate with other tools, and the ability to basically control and scale. So to have more than one Ansible engine in a highly available manner, being able to orchestrate across multiple data centers if required. In addition to these tools, which are basically in your IT infrastructure stack, embedded in your IT infrastructure stack, we provide the SaaS services that are available on cloud.redhat.com. These are basically content collections. So that means predefined content that we have made available and support you on. So that helps you accelerate your automation. We have a collaboration portal where people can provide their input, similar to how GitHub is for development code. Automation Hub would be for Ansible playbooks. We have the ability to give you governance across multiple Ansible automation platforms. So if you have disjoint Ansible automation platforms, we can still provide you governance from our SaaS service, which also has the capability of having approval workflows built into it. We also, as I said, have the collections, where we also provide certified content. So you can trust that what you're using is going to be supported and is going to work in the way it's intended. And finally, you have analytics. You can look at across your organization, what is the status of Ansible, how frequently is it used, who is using it, and where, if there are any challenges. So it's not just the operations teams, the developers, and the IT admins that are talking about Ansible. Even Forrester Wave has recognized Ansible as a leader in the IT infrastructure automation platforms report for 2 years running. We are known as a leader because of our integration capabilities and the model editing capabilities. It also is a way for our customers to look at their IT infrastructure in a holistic manner and rationalize out a few unneeded tools out of their portfolio. So I would love to show you all the Ansible automation customers that we have, but if I was to talk about the publicly available list, this is just a subset of it. And in particular, I would like to highlight upon 3 customers. One is Swisscom, which is a major telecommunications provider in Switzerland. And they anticipated that they saved 3,000 hours a year in manual operating tasks after incorporating Ansible. NetApp, which is also another vendor, who reduced their application delivery times from weeks to minutes. And NXP, which is based in Netherlands, who streamlined their storage provisioning time from 8 hours to just 5 minutes. So what is the overall story that we want to tell you? The fact that when you have connected teams and you are doing a coordinated automation, you are able to A, accelerate your digital transformation, and B, reduce your inefficiency. We believe that automation empowers IT to be a better partner to the business. And we would like you to think about where your teams are today and whether you're able to efficiently achieve these things as they are. I would like to thank you for your time, and we as Red Hat are always available to answer any questions that you might have on Ansible.